I've always prided myself on being a man of control. Calm, calculating. It's how I've built my life piece by piece. You don't get far without a steady hand and a mind that never falters. That's how I was able to create the perfect family. Or so I thought. It started simple. My wife, Emily, would look at our son and smile. "He looks just like you," she'd say, her voice always soft, like a whisper in the calm of the night. The words never felt like much. Just a small compliment, a sweet little nod to our life together. I didn't think much of it. I didn't need to. But then something shifted. It was small at first, like a subtle tug on the edge of a fabric you didn't realize was fraying. Emily started to mention it more often. At least once a day. Sometimes twice. "He looks just like you." The words became a little too rehearsed. Too familiar. I watched her more closely. You'd think that after years of marriage, I would have known her every mannerism, every breath, every glance. But she was slipping, like a woman who thought she was invisible in the shadows, too comfortable with the deception. I saw it in the way she laughed too easily at things I said, or how her phone became a constant companion more than it ever had before. And then there was the night. The night that was different. She'd gone out with friends for drinks. I didn't care. I wasn't the type to hover. But the moment she walked in, her eyes lingered on me. They were more distant, as if she had to remind herself of who I was. She kissed our son's forehead, a little too quickly, like she had somewhere else to be. It struck me as wrong, off. And that's when the seed of doubt took root. The next day, I did what any man with a mind like mine would do. I set a plan in motion. I arranged for a DNA test. A simple test. I watched as she, unknowingly, carried on with her life, never suspecting what I had prepared. 2 weeks passed. I received the results yesterday. The truth sat in my hands, quiet and cold in that sterile envelope. It didn't need to shout. It didn't need to scream. I already knew what was inside. But I couldn't stop myself from feeling the smallest pulse of satisfaction. Finally, the truth. Her lie exposed. Dinner was the perfect time. She had prepared the meal just like she always did. I watched her in silence, her movements too practiced, too smooth. The clink of the plates, the hiss of the oven, everything was painfully normal. I placed the envelope on the table, just like that. I let it sit there, the edges sharp, the weight heavy. It was everything I needed it to be: silent, cold, waiting for her to make the first move. She sat down, her eyes flickering to the envelope, then back to me. Her lips parted, ready to say something, anything, but the words faltered. "Want to explain this?" I asked, my voice calm, like a man asking about the weather. Her face paled. She blinked twice, and for a moment I saw the mask crack. Just a crack. Enough for me to see the panic. The years of lies, of secret whispers, of careful deceptions, all rushing to the surface in that split second. I don't know what you mean," she stammered, but the words were empty. She had rehearsed them 1,000 times before, but now they meant nothing. I leaned back, folding my arms. "You've been telling me for years that our son looks just like me, haven't you?" She froze. For a moment, I thought she might actually try to lie. But then she didn't. She couldn't. Her hand trembled as she reached for the envelope. I watched her open it slowly, methodically, like she was somehow buying time. The silence stretched between us, a thick, suffocating thing. Her eyes scanned the paper, and I watched as the blood drained from her face. I didn't mean for this to happen," she said, her voice cracking like glass breaking. I didn't flinch. I didn't feel the heat of anger or the sting of betrayal. No, I felt nothing. I had already known. What's the point of rage when you've already won? You lied to me, I said, the words so simple, so final. There was no pleading, no begging, just the quiet realization that this was over. Her life, the one she had so carefully curated, built on lies, was now crumbling. I could see it. The weight of it all crashing down on her, the suffocating realization that she would never be able to escape the truth. She sank into her chair, the light in her eyes gone, replaced by something far darker. But it wasn't fear. It was defeat. The kind of defeat that comes when you realize that no matter what you say or do, the game has already been played and you lost. The next few weeks were a blur. Divorce papers were signed. The financial fallout was swift, ruthless. The people around her? They turned away, like they always do when the facade finally cracks. I moved on, as I always do. No remorse, no anger. Just the cold satisfaction of knowing justice had been served. As I sit here now, in the quiet of my home, I feel nothing. Not joy, not pain. Just the lingering taste of victory. Because in the end, I was always 3 steps ahead. And she never saw me coming.